Emotional reactivity is one of the best ways to avoid finding yourself. It's the ultimate distraction and something we need to find the courage to overcome, in my opinion. Excuse the helicopter. My name's Andy Sway. I am a spiritual healer in Hollywood, California. I work with people worldwide and throughout Southern California from my base here in Hollywood. And that helicopter you just heard is people flying around looking at the Hollywood sign. Anyway, one of the worst things about reactivity is that it blocks our intuition. When we are stuck in reactivity, what happens is that we're in a state of self-protection. And that state of self-protection hardens us to the subtle whisper of intuition. It's almost kind of like an opposite thing. So reactivity is a way that we protect ourselves. Physical reactivity is the way that your eyes blink faster than you can will them to blink in order to protect your eyeballs. The way that you might jump out of the way of a bus that's coming at you without even mentally willing that behavior. So all reactivity is not negative. But emotional reactivity is something that we do, and you can check out my series on emotional avoidance through the 4 elements. I'll put a link to that below. Emotional reactivity puts us in a state where, number one, we think the emotion that we are reacting to, avoiding, is more horrible and dangerous than it actually is. And so we become hyper-focused on a kind of cellular nervous system level to avoiding certain things. And one way of avoiding is reacting. Okay? So having reactions that do not correspond to what is happening, that happens because we have unprocessed traumas, wounds, or whatever from the past. And why do we have those unprocessed things? Because we have avoided feeling the feelings linked to our traumas and wounding. And so they've stacked up in our system. And then something pushes your button and you react. You might react by going silent. I've done plenty of that in my life. You might react by doing something violent that sends you to jail or makes you feel really guilty or gets you in some other kind of trouble. And there's a lot of different ways of reacting. But the thing is, spirituality needs intuition. Intuition is kind of that way that you take the quantum leap that goes faster than logic. And it's a very delicate thing. It's like creativity. It's like love, right? It's like a delicate thing that could be crushed. And so when you're trying to bring out your intuition, you will find that a lot of intuition is actually emotion. Intuition is kind of decoded through the intellect, but the primary impetus is usually a feeling or a hunch or a fleeting thought. And your emotional reactivity is going to make you doubt your intuition. It's going to make you question things. It's just what it does. And so one reason that you need to work on your reactivity is because you're not going to fully tap into your intuition to the degree that you haven't cleared that reactivity. Now, you'll probably never clear all of your reactivity, and you'll never attain 100% perfect intuition. So it's a lifelong process. But here I'm just trying to kind of nail down the philosophy behind this so that we have a working framework. So the thing is, like I said, intuition is a really fleeting thing. A lot of times intuition just feels like a random thought that popped up in your head. Or intuition seems like an illogical reaction to something. Like, I walked into that room, I just didn't feel good. That guy was really friendly, but I just didn't trust him, right? Now, to the degree that you have reactivity, for example, I got made fun of because I was scared when I was a kid. And therefore I developed this tough exterior. So when I walk in that dangerous room or I meet that untrustworthy person, my reactivity dictates that I act tough, that I deny these feelings. And to the degree that you deny these feelings, you're denying your intuition. To the degree that you deny your intuition, you don't have the ability to make certain quantum leaps in your understanding. You will be in a state of constantly questioning yourself, being in a state of constant self-doubt. So it's important to look at your reactive patterns and work on them one by one, to acknowledge them, and to do whatever you need to do. The first thing I recommend is feel the feeling. When you notice that you have a reaction, what you're noticing is that you're avoiding an emotion, possibly with another emotion. So how do you solve that? Feel the emotion that you were avoiding. Feel it on purpose. Feel it exaggerated. I always tell my clients, triple it. Triple the emotion. Feel it on a physical level, surrender to it, and relax. Right there, you'll have healing. Another thing you can do is talk therapy, alternative therapy like what I do, energy healing. Or you can even do things that really challenge your reactivity, right? Like whatever you're afraid of, you face your fear. And you don't deny your fear, and you don't block your fear. You feel your fear. Sounds terrifying, but the point is you're already feeling it all the time whenever you react on the level of fear, and substitute in whatever other emotion you want for that. So clearing your reactivity is really essential. And it might be a lifelong process and it might feel endless, but sorry, bummer. But the more of it you clear, the more intuitive you get. And things that would have seemed like a complete mystery before will now seem obvious, and to some other people will almost seem like you're being psychic. So it's a really cool feeling. And in the end, intuition is emotion. And so it requires the ability to feel your emotions without getting in the way to really tap into your deepest intuition. If you'd like help doing that, get in touch with me at andysway@yahoo.com. You can check out my website, andysway.com, and all the services that I offer, but all of them can be used for this, except maybe space clearing. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks. Bye.